What am I doing? Dude, there's so many gnats out here this morning because of this hot weather we have. I got to stand next to this thing, otherwise they're covering up my camera and everything else. It's these morning gnats, kind of like fruit fly. I don't know what they are, but I got to stand next to this thing, otherwise I can't shoot. I need them to get sucked in here. Anyways, we're gonna do a video real quick on. We're gonna talk about summer heat and some tips for your Bermuda lawn. We're gonna talk about hot spots. We're gonna talk about fungus. We're gonna talk about what happens when you go on a vacation, things you can do. I'm going to talk about products coming up. It's an important video, so hold on one sec. Hey guys, like I said, I can't shoot out here this morning. There's so many gnats flying around unless I sort of lean into this thing and have the gnats sucked away every so often. They're just covered. But I got to get this video done. I went away on vacation for about 8 days, and I'm going to talk to you about some tips about what do you do when you go on vacation, or what happens if your lawn gets long. We're going to talk about that for a little bit. We're going to talk about funguses. I'll show you something. I want to talk to you about a really cool lawn project I'm doing across the street. As a matter of fact, I'll put up an aerial picture. I want to explain what I'm doing over there with this new project. I'm expanding the world's worst Bermuda lawn. And I'm basically gone over there and killed, and I'm going to put out some real high-end seed, Bermuda seed, so you guys can see that progress later on in the year. Bunch of different stuff. First of all, let's talk about products. Don't make the mistake that I made, which is yesterday I went online to order Duocide, the double kill for armyworms, to have it in stock because we're about the time where I might start seeing some. Out of stock, currently unavailable. So a product like that you want to have in stock all the time. But Super Juice, as of this morning, I went online and it shows that it is currently available. I know a truck went up there last week. When I went online, I went to the website, howtoadock.com. I clicked on the link and it took me over there. It says $79. It shows currently available, but it's a few days lag time on the shipping. Now, warning on that. There is a third-party person out there that bought Super Juice retail and jacked it way up in price. Super Juice is always $79 plus, including shipping. Now, that includes your shipping. So, you know, $10, $15 worth of shipping inside of there. So it's $79. That's why you go to the website, howtoadock.com, and you always get your product links from there, so you're not being thrown to a third-party seller. Sometimes if it's currently unavailable, you'll see available from these sellers. No, if it's not available through the link that I'm showing, just be careful. I want to warn you. Also, I'm going to break apart a lot of these subjects I'm talking about today. I'm going to break apart into very specific videos. I'm going to do a series of shorts here over the next 2 weeks. So click that subscribe button and make sure your bell's turned on. If your bell's not turned on, you won't necessarily get notified when I post these new videos. So subscribe and turn the bell on. In about 4 to 6 weeks, man, I got a really important announcement for you on the level of Super Juice announcement. I've been working. I'll give you sort of a teaser. It's sort of based along the PGF fertilizer, which has been a phenomenal success, by the way. If you haven't used PGF, get some PGF fertilizer. It's just amazing what that stuff does. It's a professional grade fertilizer. There's information on it. But for the past 6 months, I've been trying to get Anderson's, which is a professional turf company. They deal with the golf courses. They deal with the sports turf industries. They're a professional grade fertilizer company, huge worldwide. And I've been trying to get them to formulate me my own mix, which is a totally complete fertilizer, kind of like Super Juice, but in granular form. And I'm hoping in about 6 weeks that that's going to be available. So again, click subscribe, because when it comes available, I'll let you know. So let's talk about a few tips real quick. Number one, I went on vacation for 8 days. And if you go on vacation, think ahead a little bit. In other words, look at your 10-day forecast. Now I have the Ratio controller, so I could go online. And while I was gone, I watered twice while I was gone, so my lawn didn't dry out. Again, this is incredible for end of May. This is 96 degrees for the next couple days. We haven't had rain for 15 days. You start to get burnouts, and I'm going to show you some burnout spots and how to cure those here in a minute, how to look for them. I'm trying to keep my lawn fairway height this year. My background is golf course. That's really where I come from. I come from the golf course maintenance side of this. And so I'm trying to keep my lawn, you know, 3/4 of an inch, throughout this whole year, unlike last year where I let it get longer. I'm trying to keep it low, low, low. And I can't do that if I go away for 8 days. Man, I'm out here cutting my grass almost every 2 days, it seems like, trying to keep it low. So I called my crew and said, hey, I need you to come out Wednesday, and I need you to cut all 3 lawns. My lawn, Barb's, and the world's worst. So I had them come out while I was gone and do it, so it wasn't so bad. But then, when I got back, my lawn still was long. So what I did was I did a series of 3 cuts. I took it down about 30% the first day, and then I watered it. Another 30% down the next day, then watered it. Then I came out the following day, and I hand pushed it with my Fiskar, with my reel mower. So little by little, if you come back and take it down day after day and just give it some water, especially during the summertime, if you have to take a long lawn down, just do it incrementally. Maybe every other day, keep taking it down, keep taking it down, keep taking it down. Then after I got down to my final step, I came out with the summer super juice mix. Now I think what I'll do at the end of this video, I'll probably put that mix and spray application, the summer application, which includes some extra iron. I'm going to put that at the end of this video. Now I did want to show you, I'm going to walk you through real quick. Let me grab the camera. But let me show you sort of an emergency thing that I hooked up. I'll take you and show you the pipe. Yesterday I shot. Basically, so you understand what goes on, all my sprinkler heads are up near my house. The idiots decided, oh, there's a pool here, so we're going to stop right here. So there's nothing back over here for watering my lawn, and this is where I get a lot of burnouts. So if you watched a previous video, I had my irrigation guy tap into my main line underground, a 1-inch high pressure line, and I ran pipe all the way down, 1-inch pipe all the way down this fence, all the way back over here. And I put in some extra water faucets here and up here. And what I'm doing is, you can see my hose, as a temporary solution until he can come out and lay this out. I went ahead and daisy chained some sprinkler heads here. So I've got one here, I've got one here, and I've got one over here. So I can actually get water back over in here, all in here, and get this whole area water real quick. You can see there was a white pipe behind the fence that I'll eventually bury, runs all the way down. I put in a faucet right here, split it, and then I have a series of hoses. Now I also have another sprinkler heads over here and over here, and then those cover this area over in here. That's just sort of how I'm battling this summer heat and drought right now. Let me just show you real quick. So my guy came out and repaired the valve here a couple weeks ago. I had him leave me a stub right here. Well, what I did was I ran it through the fence up here, and I put a spigot here. So now I have water on this side of the house. And then I left a T here. Well, I ran this T, and excuse the mess over here. I've got my junk guys coming to haul this crap away. And I've run it all the way down here. Let me show you. I've got 120 feet. I've got 120 feet of pipe one way right here. And then you can see I teed off here, and I put that's where my faucet is right there. And then I come all the way down here. And if you're wondering, what do you do in the winter time? Well, what I did was I put in another valve and left this open. So what I could do is just open this up and drain this whole system out in the wintertime. So that's kind of my easy fix. Easy, cheap fix to get some water back here temporarily. I spent, a couple $100 to get basically an irrigation system to cover the rest of my backyard until I can get my irrigation guy over here to actually install some of the real stuff. Alright, I may have to grab some footage from yesterday because the sun's starting to come up. I don't know if I can shoot this, but I wanted to show you the project that I'm working on over here. Okay, so the world's worst Bermuda lawn is over here. And what I've done is I've started to rehab all the way. I've started to push the rehab to here. Then I went ahead and I killed all that off over here, and I'm going to reseed this whole patch over here. Alright, so I've started expanding the world's worst Bermuda lawn over to here. Right there, bam. This is solid weeds, so I killed all that over here. So I've killed all this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back out and I'm going to seed all this area over here with a high quality seed, not Home Depot Lowe's seed. This is high quality seed that I'm doing, and I'll have links to that later on in the video. But you can see this was all weeds here. It looked just like this, and PGF fertilizer and super juice is the only thing that has had on it. Now, what are the yellow spots? The yellow spots were real bad goosegrass spots that I went ahead and I took my curtain of death over here, and I actually went in and sprayed the goosegrass with the curtain of death, because I'm going to reseed those spots in here too. And believe it or not, in about 6 weeks you'll see the transition of this, and all this will be beautiful Bermuda. Okay, so another thing, it's hot, it's humid. Another thing we have to worry about is fungus. I'm going to do a fungus video, but I'm going to put up a picture real quick, and I'm going to show you the brown spot that I had out here, pretty severe. I had brown patch on my front lawn, about 10 different large spots. Now I want you to look at these spots here. Now they're all gone, and I'm going to show you how to cure them. It's a pretty simple process, but there's a couple steps that people miss when they cure this brown patch. But brown patch was there, brown patch was here, brown patch was here, brown patch was here. It's all gone. That's an impressive renovation, from going from bad brown patch to almost being totally restored here. Okay, so I'm mixing up super juice and I'm fighting a bird outside my garage. Anyways, let's clear up some of the math about super juice. It's really pretty simple. There's only 2 factors involved here. One of these bottles, whether it's the yellow top, green top, whatever it is, depending on your walk rate, and you have to figure that out, will cover about 2,000 to 3,000 square feet. That's the coverage. So let's just use a simple number. 10,000 square feet. If you have 10,000 square feet of lawn, and that's going to cover 2,000 square feet, divided by 2,000 equals 5 bottles. So I will need 5 bottles of this when it's all said and done to treat my 10,000 square foot lawn. So that's 1 gallon plus 1 quart of water that I need, or liquid to apply. If I have 10,000 square feet and I want to do a 7:1:2 ratio, well, super juice, 1 cup of super juice in a 7:1:2 ratio will cover 3,000 square feet of lawn. Okay, so I know how much liquid I need. I need 5 bottles, so that's done with. So now let's figure out of that 1 gallon plus 1 quart, how much super juice I need to put into that. So 10,000 square feet divided by 3,000, that's 1 cup, equals 3,000 square feet. That's 3.3. So you can go ahead and say 4 cups of super juice. So 4 cups of super juice I need to add to that. Remember, it really doesn't matter. Let's say you're a real slow walker. Let's say you're using a cane and you're a real slow walker, and one of these bottles will only cover 1,000 square feet. It doesn't matter. You use the same amount of super juice on the 10,000 square feet. It's the same rule kind of applies to everything. It's not the amount of water, volume of water, it's the amount of mix or chemical that you're putting on your lawn. So again, the amount of fluid really doesn't matter, as long as you apply 3.3 cups of super juice to the 10,000 square feet, regardless of how you put that out, regardless of how fast you walk or whatever. That's the key to it. So remember that. So now on the website, everything I'm using here, there's a link to on the website. Go to the description down below. People keep saying, where do you get your strainer, Doc? Go to product links on the website. There's a link to it. Where do you get your tea pitcher, Doc? Go to the website, product links, roll all the way down. There's a link to the tea pitcher. Where do you get your liquid iron, Don? I get these questions all the time. Go to the website, click product links, you'll see links to it directly. So I've got 2 gallons of hot water. I've got 17,000 square feet roughly. So how much super juice do I need to use? So 17,000 square feet divided by 3,000 per cup. So I need 5.6. So I'm going to put 6 cups of super juice into this 2 gallons of water and spray that all over my lawn. Now I probably will also put a little extra because I'm going to treat, I like to spray my flowers. It's still not too hot to be treating my landscape. I treat my shrubs, my flowers, and everything with it too. So I'm going to put a little bit extra. What did I need? 6 cups. Well, this is 2 cups, so I need 3 of these in there. So, 1, 2, 3. And again, this is a supplemental fertilizer. You don't have to be exact. You're not putting out something like pre-emergent or bug killer where you have to measure down the exact ounce. It's a light supplement. Doesn't really matter. Be close. Now I'm going to add liquid iron, which is on the website. I have a couple of different options for you. Again, I'm not going to be exact. I'm only going to put about 2 cups of it in my mixture. Super Juice has iron, but I believe it's like 2% iron. I want to bump that up because I'm not putting a huge amount of nitrogen on my lawn. So I want that nice dark green color, and the liquid iron will give that to me in the summertime. On these yellow tops, there's a video I did specifically about drilling out this hole if they clog up. Let me give you another little tip. Don't buy one of these. I think I have 8 of them. And they're just weird. Well, I don't make these things. They come from China, probably. And they're just weird. They're temperamental. And I usually find, out of 8 bottles, I find 6 or 7 of them that I like. And I find 1 or 2 that I just don't like the way they perform, even after drilling them. So then I'm going to mix it up. Just use a regular paint mixer. That's what I use. Put it reversed. I'll let it sit for about 5 minutes, come back and hit it again. Now, one quick important note, you'll notice that I have not added my green dye yet because I'm going to be pouring and mixing and doing all kinds of stuff, so I always put my green dye in last. As a matter of fact, what you can do is, number 1, I made this mistake once. Make sure your tea pitcher handle is closed. There was one time I learned real quickly. This was open and I started pouring into it, and I had super juice running down my garage. Real brilliant. Make sure that is closed. So I'm going to put a little bit of green dye right in here. Why do we use the green dye? If you don't know, everyone else does. We don't really use it to color the lawn. It will add a little bit of a haze to the lawn, but it's really to tell you if your sprayer gets clogged or something's wrong with your sprayer or you run out. You do this, put in the green or blue dye with everything you spray, whether it's bug, whether it's fungus, I don't care what it is. Even if I go to Home Depot or Lowe's, if I buy one off-the-shelf sprayers, I put the dye in it so I can tell. Otherwise, I may be doing half my lawn and the chemical's not coming out. I don't know why everyone doesn't do that in their products. So I'm just gonna add, I got 2 gallons. I'm gonna add about 1/4 of a cup, maybe or less. Here. I'll mix this one more time. I'm not allowing a lot of time here. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna pour it right in here carefully. And again, if you have any humic that's not dissolving in there, sometimes you get a few pieces that aren't going to dissolve. What I do is when I clean out this bucket, I clean it out on my shrubs and just let it go into my shrubs or garden. I don't even worry about it. There's plenty of humic inside of it. Okay, before you start filling up your sprayers, turn your knob to off and then fill up your jug. And the reason being, if this spills over, it can leak out if it's left on or if you squeeze it. So we'll just fill these up. All right, so let's go back to the math real quick here. So I've filled up all my bottles. I got a tiny bit left in my jug, but I've got 8 quarts. 8 quarts is what? 2 gallons. I put 2 gallons of water in, and I have just about 2 gallons of mix. If each one of these bottles will treat 2,000 square feet, 8 times 2 is 16. So it's gonna they're gonna treat the way I spread. I get about 2,100, 2,200 square feet per bottle. So this is just about right. I may be wanting, if I start spraying bushes and gardens, I might want a little bit more. So we'll see. But that's exactly why you use green dye, and that's exactly why you have some extra spray bottles around. About 3/4 of the way through that bottle, it just stopped spraying. And if I didn't have the dye in there, I wouldn't know it stopped spraying. That's an important point.
I want to be daring, baby, dance the night away. I let my head down if I won. Don't you just get tired chasing fame and being pretty all the time? Doesn't sound like fun. You can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better, so much better. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I want to be silly, baby, dance the night away. I'll kick my shoes off if I want. Let yourself be free, and maybe you will find that there is more to life than being pretty. Honey, let's just face it. You can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better, so much better. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder.
So after 3 cuts, chop, 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 applying super juice, that's what my lawn looks like. Looks absolutely gorgeous. Now I will tell you that almost every other lawn in this neighborhood is starting to look like crap again because of the heat. 96 degrees for the high for 5 straight days. We haven't had rain for 2 weeks. A lot of the lawns are burning out, but I'm putting water on my lawn and putting super juice, and that's all I'm doing this time of year. I've already fixed my soil, and people don't understand that. Fix your soil with a granular, and then just apply super juice every week or every 2 weeks. Throw in a little bit of extra iron, get that dark green punch, and you'll be all set. Again, don't forget to subscribe. A lot of these subjects that I'm talking about, I'm going to do short videos on, plus I've got the power washing videos, plus a little surprise in that I may be buying a power reel mower. I'm looking at a couple models. That'll be interesting for Doc, won't it? So I love my Fiskars push, but man, 17,000 square feet in this heat, I think I need to go a little bit power wise. So don't forget, Super Juice is available. It is in stock. The other products, if they're showing not currently available, they're either on the way to Amazon. They should be back in stock. That's about it. I'm going to do some work out here, and I'm going to jump in the pool. Talk to you later. Doc.